Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. We have a lot of news this evening, so let's get started. First up, lawsuit against Boy Scouts claims several incidents of sexual assault in New Hampshire. Attorneys call for MOVE victims to come forward. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
Press conference in Washington. Lawyers for the plaintiffs say they're hoping the publicity in this case will result in others sharing their stories.
We need you. We need you to come forward. We need you to join this movement. Otherwise, the hidden predators will remain hidden. And that's got to stop. The time has come for a full accounting of what has gone on in this organization, which in my opinion is nothing less than an atrocity. And it has to stop.
In the case of New Hampshire, a spreadsheet from the plaintiff's attorney lists 5 instances where abuse allegedly took place, the oldest occurring back in 1967 in New Boston by a scout leader. The troop was raising rabbits for a race, and the documents say the victim would be molested on almost a daily basis when he arrived to take care of the animals. There was also a case from North Conway from 1969 that involved alleged sexual abuse. There were 3 other cases involving troops from out of state. In one case, it says the abuse happened at an unnamed campsite, another at an unspecified location in New Hampshire. There was also allegedly abuse in the Newberry-Goshen area back in 1982.
You can't look at these files and do the math and come away with anything but the conclusion that this was a massive problem that was successfully kept hidden.
In response, the Boy Scouts issued a statement saying, in part, "We care deeply about all victims of abuse. We believe victims, we support them, and we encourage them to come forward."
The Boy Scouts say they've taken significant steps to ensure abuse doesn't happen, including screening and background checks. As for the lawsuit, the plaintiff is seeking more than $50,000, along with compensatory and punitive damages, costs, and attorney's fees. Reporting in the studio, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dump truck driver charged in crash that injured 17 children on school bus. Concord man charged with negligent driving. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
A new charge this noon for the dump truck driver accused of causing a chain reaction crash that included a school bus full of children. Jeremy McNally is now charged with negligent driving. Police say he rear-ended a pickup truck last week, pushing it into the bus. The crash injured 17 people, all of whom are expected to recover. McNally is expected in court next month.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Mascoma Valley School District finds company was right to fire cafeteria worker. Bonnie Kimball says she was fired after giving free lunch to student who couldn't pay. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
New on Daybreak, a report just released by the Muscoma Valley High's superintendent says the school's food vendor was justified in firing former cafeteria worker Bonnie Kimball. Kimball says she was fired after giving a student a free meal when he didn't have money in his account. But Manchester-based Fresh Picks Cafe says it fired Kimball for violating company policies. An independent investigation found Kimball gave free food and drinks to multiple students over the course of several months.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Governor Sununu signs bill to set up dairy premium fund for farmers. Milk produce locally will cost an extra 50 cents per gallon. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
New Hampshire dairy farmers should get a boost from a bill being signed today by Governor Sununu. Starting this fall, it increases the price of milk produced here in New Hampshire by 50 cents a gallon, with special labels letting customers know what they're paying for, the extra that they're paying for. Supporters say that will make it easier for Granite Staters to choose to support local producers. The money will go into a dairy premium fund that will replace the milk producers' emergency relief fund.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Print shop sells t-shirt to raise money for El Paso mass shooting victims. All profits made from shirts to go to victims and survivors. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
One group in Texas is selling t-shirts to raise money for Saturday's mass shooting victims. They have the design of El Paso's Star on the Mountain, a local landmark that started as a Christmas decoration in the 1940s. The print shop making those shirts says it will donate all the profits toward help for victims and survivors. You can find a link to purchase them at WMUR.com.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Milford girl gets lemonade stand for birthday, raises money to donate school supplies. 8-year-old donates supplies and more than 400. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
No, just kidding. This summer, what's the best method you found to beat the heat? How about some fresh lemonade? These kids in Milford have the right idea, don't they? This lemonade stand raised money for the town SHARE program, which provides school supplies to families in need. 8-year-old Lily requested the stand for her birthday, bringing in more than $400 to help other students. Go, Lily.
Very cool indeed. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Wednesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you for this Wednesday evening. Your Dow Joe Industrial Average closed in the red went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the red and went down. US 10-year closed in the red and went down. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VX closed in the red and went down. Dow closes little changed after rally back from 589 point drop in wild session. The Dow Joe Industrial Average recovered the bulk of a nearly 600-point drop on Wednesday as a sharp decline in bond yields stabilized to temper worries over slowing economic growth. Trump visits shooting victims in Dayton but stays out of public news media view. President Donald Trump Wednesday visited Dayton, Ohio, where the White House said he met with victims of a weekend shooting that left 9 dead, but stayed almost completely out of view of the public and news media before departing for El Paso, Texas, where 22 people were killed in a mass shooting Saturday. And that does it for this Wednesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone, and bye.